shell, and we are hit the script. Okay, so let's get started now. So first thing, I'll be accepting the price for an item and the quantity of an item. So I will be using it. So basically price, I'll take P for the price, and I will use eval function because the price can be anything, can be a pure integer value or can be a float value. So I told you whenever you have a kind of situation where the input can be integer, can be float, so you can go for eval function because based on the input it automatically converts. So I use parentheses and followed by input function. So which takes the input, and here I will write enter price. Enter price. Okay. Then I'll close the brackets now. Then I'll accept the quantity from the user. Let's take the variable name as Q for the quantity. And this time, obviously, I will use integer because quantity will be entered as an integer now. So I'll say enter quantity. Okay, I'll use simple shortcut. So I'll say enter quantity and enter price. So that way user will enter price and enter quantity now. Anybody can help me with the next line. So I've accepted price and I have accepted quantity from user. That's what expected in sample input output. Enter the price, enter the quantity. So user will enter the price, will accept and store it in some variable. User will enter the quantity, will accept and store it in a variable called QTY. So now what next? Okay, that's perfect, Aditi. So we'll take an if statement and we'll say that if quantity is greater than or equal to 100, if quantity is greater than or equal to 100, followed by the colon. We have seen the syntax of if statement last time, right? So if quantity greater than or equal to 100, colon, then we'll go next line. We'll go next line, and we will calculate the amount with discount. We will calculate the amount with discount. So how I will calculate? I will say total is equal to price into quantity. This is the total one, and I will subtract the discount from that. What is the discount? 10% discount. Price into quantity. Okay, multiply by 10. Okay, divided by 100. This is a 10% discount formula. I will subtract with perfect. I will subtract with the things. So here actually, to be frank, we don't require any parentheses. Yes, we require at least here parentheses because 10 divided by 100 we don't want. So this parenthesis is required. Otherwise, we don't require. Yeah, second one we require. This is okay because it will calculate, and here the parenthesis is required, otherwise 10 divided by 100 gets then it will multiply because we know that uh, okay, but still I think it's okay even if you don't put the parenthesis. Do you agree? Still it will work. I don't think we require any parenthesis, Aditi. Do you agree? Is everyone agree that we don't require parentheses because it will follow the order, and I don't have any problem because first it will multiply, then it will divide, and then it will subtract. Okay, so perfect. So if we require, then only we will put it. Unnecessary, we will avoid parentheses now. So this is the yeah, readability issue is perfectly fine. For expressions, readability issue will not be there, Rajshekhar. Okay. No, no. Okay, error chances will not be low. Unnecessary parenthesis is always avoided, Satyam. We need to avoid unnecessary parenthesis. Parenthesis can, in expressions, I'm saying, in expressions, parenthesis can generally be used only if you wanted to break the priority. Parenthesis will generally be used if you wanted to break the priority. Otherwise, not required. You need to avoid them, especially in Python, because Python says that even for if statement and all, I didn't keep parenthesis because unnecessary things has to be avoided. Yeah, won't take q greater than or equal to 100 because condition was more than 100. I think it's for 100 as well. It's for 100 as well. More than 100. Okay, fine. So I think it's for equal 100 as well, to be frank, but it's okay. Greater than 100, perfectly fine. Now you see, because in example I shown you with 100 as well. If you purchase at least 100 items, then 90% discount were given, right? So that way, we'll be preferring to that thing. So perfectly fine, not a problem. I'll take an else part now. I'll take an else part to calculate the total for the else part. Otherwise, total will be price into quantity. Otherwise, total will be price into quantity. Then I will come out and print the total. Okay, total is equal to total is equal to. Then I will say TOT. Perfectly fine. This is a program with if else. This is a program with if else now. Okay. Also, you can use conditional operator. Yes, Satyam, that's true. That's true. The requirement was to use with simple if. That's what I told you. First, you solve with if else. First, you solve with if else. Then, we will like to convert into simple if statement. That is our requirement actually. So, let's see both the way. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. So Shikawat has sent her his code. Fine. Okay, but let us try to implement this and try to do that. Okay, we'll run the code now. So I'll enter price as 1, quantity as 10. So it's saying 10 rupees to be printed. Because what happened this time? Okay, let me show you what happened this time now. For this input, okay, for this input, what happened here is you enter the price as 1, so it has accepted the price value as 1 here. You enter the quantity as 10, so it accepted the quantity as 10 and checks that if quantity 10 is greater than 100. No, it goes in else part, price into quantity, 1 into 10, then it comes out and printed the total as 10. Now it came out and print the total as 10. So that way, the else part got executed and total has been printed as 10. Okay, I'll run the code again. Okay, this time I'll enter the price as 1 and quantity as 200. Quantity as 200. Now you can see here that quantity is more than 100. Yes, quantity is more than 100. So it will go here and calculate price into quantity. 1 into 200 will be 200 minus 1 into 200 into 10. Okay, divided by 100 will get 20. So 200 minus 20 will give you 180. It will not go in else part and simply comes out and print 180 as the thing now. 180.0 as getting printed, perfectly fine, because it's getting divided, so it's getting in points value, perfectly fine. If you give 100, actually it will not give discount, shaker, because we haven't put equals to here. So that way it will go in else part and it will calculate the complete amount, okay, as it mentioned in question. But if you want to include 100 as well, then gives equal to. Okay, that's the only thing. If you give 100, then if you purchase quantity even as 100, it will say 1 rupee and 100, it will say you have to pay 90 rupees. That is actually our requirement. It might have said in the question that, okay, equal to 100 as well. Okay, now this is working. This way you learn how to write if else. That's why I ask you to first implement the program using if else. Is that clear for everyone? We implemented this program with if else now. First, let me get confirmation with everyone that everyone understood this way. Okay. Thank you, Ubud. Thank you, Aditi. Snehal confirms. Thank you. Nitin, Saif, Prashanti, Rajshekhar, Abhishek. Okay. Yes, because it's not dividing. Okay, that's why it's an integer value. But when we are dividing, the point comes in float. Or otherwise, you use float division. Okay, otherwise you use floor division. Now you can see here, price is 1, quantity is 200, it will get you 180. Got it, Satyam? Okay, thank you. Yes, that's true, Shikawat. Okay, so first thing we have solved with if else. Now the requirement is we have to solve this with only if statement. Okay, so can anyone help me? how to solve this problem with only if statement. That is our requirement, so that you can learn the real use case of if statement. uh, Shikawat, actually, we will not consider this way, because you are calculating the price for two times, which is not acceptable. Like, for example, if you think about a shopkeeper, if he wanted to give a discount, does he calculate the total for two times? One with without discount and one with discount? Okay, I hope you got it now. I know that your code is perfectly fine. Okay, it will give us the result, but uh, little change I want. Little change I want in your code. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I am sure it will 100% work. I'm not saying it will not work, but calculating the amount for two times is not acceptable. No, Ubul. If you use two if statement, then problem is not about that, because you can use multiple if statements. Okay? Actually, it should be with only one if statement. That's what Nitin I'm saying, that even Shikawat has done the same way. That do not calculate price into quantity again. Don't use multiple if statement. Only one if statement. Okay, that's wonderful, Shikawat. That's what everybody thought, Nitin, okay, and Satyam and all. We don't want to calculate for two times, guys, and no two if statement. Okay, Krishna thinks that simply remove else part will work. Okay, let us see. Let us see. Removing else part, will it work or not? Think. I'll give you still time. Okay, think about it. Okay, you want me to remove only else but not the code. Okay, that's what the concerned. Uh, Sorry, Krishna, that I don't want to calculate this for two times. It's wrong to calculate the price for two times now. See, it's general statement, right? It becomes a remaining statement now. So you're calculating with discount, without discount, and you're calculating this one. So obviously it will calculate this way, and we will get the wrong answer now. This program is not correct, right? This will give only without discount actually, Shikawat. This will give only without discount, because it will calculate and then it will calculate. Yeah, that's what. It won't work. I remove the indentation as well, Krishna. I remove the indentation as well. Let me just see for one more minute if anybody can come up with answer. No, no, it's only one if, guys. That's what the requirement. It should be with simple if statement. It should be with simple if statement. Sorry, I didn't check, Satyam, your answer, but okay, you want me to put this? That's what Shikawat has sent us. Okay, that he's putting total before that. We didn't accept it because you're. It's something like you're accepting price and quantity. First time you're calculating total price. Okay, and then again checking the quantity and again calculating the total price. That's what I'm saying. Calculating two times the total price is not acceptable. This is not the how the shopkeeper do, right? It will not calculate the price first without discount and then with discount. No, it simply checks if the quantity is more than 100, it will calculate only one formula. That's what my expectation. I want this to be one formula. Okay? No, I don't think it will work. If body calculates discount only, then what about without discount? Got it, Krishna? Definitely, I'll show you, Satyam. Maybe like see, every problem can be solved in multiple ways. We cannot say that this is the only way to solve. Satyam, still I didn't got your problem. Do you want to send it again? Okay, so we will check. I'm just giving time to think. See, it's easy, like I can show the solution, but I'm just giving a time so that my intention is to make you understand the difference between if statement and if else. Okay, so sometimes in interview it happens that you will ask to write the program in simple if. Okay, so that's what expecting. So that's why we tried this problem using simple if statement. Okay, so that will be challenge always. So that writing a program with if else and we can be converted into simple. Not all the programs, but few programs can be converted. Okay, that's what we don't want to use two if statement. I know it will work, Satyam, but we don't want to use two if statements. Only one if statement. That is a criteria. No, conditional operator obviously required if else, so we don't use conditional operator. Krishna was telling if body calculates the discount for total. Yeah, that's what we are doing, right? That's what we are doing. Okay, now let's break the silence and let's try to implement that. Okay, now you need to fill at least one fill in the blank. Okay, let's go here. I will remove indentation now. I'll remove indentation and also remove. I'll do few changes now. Okay, I'll take discount value D is equal to 0. D is equal to 0. I will write it D here now. Only tell me what should I write inside if. That is the only question now. Please go through with the code. Okay, please go through with the code. Now I am accepting price. I'm accepting quantity. I have given D is equal to 0. I want this formula to work with discount as well as without the discount. That's why I have substitute 10 with D now. Okay, because if quantity is not greater than 100, the D value will be 0. So 0 will be substituted here. And you know, if 0 substitutes, this value will become 0. And you will get price into quantity directly. Okay, now I just want you to fill in the blank. What should I write inside if statement? If you can tell me, it means you understood. What should I write? I am already calculating the discount here, guys. I'm already calculating the discount. Very good, very perfect, very perfect. Now people are coming up with correct result. I'll simply write D is equal to 10. That's all. Okay. I hope everybody got it now. Ubul, Snehal, okay. MBB, sorry, I cannot like pronounce your name. Aditi, Krishna, everybody says just write D is equal to 10 and it will work now. Do you think it will work for both the cases now, with discount and without discount? And that too, I'm writing only one time formula. Shikawat, do you agree with this approach? See, there will be multiple ways to solve the problem. Okay, and this is one of the way, and where our requirement is getting fulfilled, that it takes one if statement. Okay, one if statement, and that too one formula. So it's perfectly fine. So let's run this code first of all, and then we will see that will it work, is it working for all the cases or not. I'll give the price as 1, quantity as 99. It will say 99 you have to pay. You have to pay 99. Okay, now I will just go here, run once again. Okay, how it will work I will show you first. How 99 is coming. So first we accepted price, Shikawat and others, please listen. So price I'm accepting, quantity I'm accepting. So price is 1, quantity is 99. Discount value is 0. D value I have given 0. Is it quantity is greater than 100? No, quantity is not greater than 100 because it's 99 now. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay. So quantity is not greater than 100. So what we will do is we'll simply come out of if. We will not go inside if. So D value will not become 10. So it will say price into quantity, which is 1 into 99 minus 1 into 99 into 0 divided by 100. So this will become 0. So 99 minus 0 will be 99. So total will be printed as 90. Total will be printed as 99. So D is equal to 10 works only when it applies. Very good, Shikhavat. That's what we want. Now, if I give price as 1 and quantity as 100, it will give me 90. You see, 99 I have entered, I have to pay 99. But when I enter 100, I have to pay 90. It means it's giving discount. It's working for without discount as well as with discount. What happens when I give 100 as a quantity? Quantity have given 100, so D value will be 0. Quantity is greater than or equal to 100? Yes, it's equal to 100. So D value becomes 10. Now D will be substituted as 10. D will be substituted as 10. So it will be 1 into 100, that will be 100, minus 1 into 100 into 10 divided by 100. So it will be like 10. 100 minus 10 will be 90. So total will be 50. So there is only one formula, okay, and one if statement. That was our requirement. So everyone got it? That's how it's working. So we already seen that with both the test cases it's working. Okay, thank you for confirming, guys. Yeah, thank you all. Anybody did not understood, let me know. I will explain you. Okay, so meantime, let's get with our blackboard. Okay, we have our if statement. Okay, so we haven't started yet. So let me talk about, I think we started last time. Okay, here it is. So let me talk about it now. Perfect. Satyam says logic way. Uh, did you follow, guys? Okay. So we were talking about if statement. Okay. Let me just put it here now. Some theory. So we were talking about if statement here. So let me select a pen. Okay. And then I'll go for a color. Okay. Now, what I'll do now is I'll try to talk about it now. Okay. So first thing, we are talking about if statement. Okay, if statement. So actually, if statement can be write in four different ways. If statement can be write in four different ways. Okay, let us talk about what are the four different ways you have. Let us talk about what are the four different ways you have now. The first way here, okay, the first way here is called as simple if. The first one is called simple if. Simple if. And the syntax of simple if, okay, syntax of simple if. So let me write down the syntax now. The syntax of simple if is, okay, syntax of simple if is we use if followed by condition, followed by condition. Okay, then you will have colon, then you will have colon, and you write all the statements here, right? All the statements here, and you will have some remaining statements as well. Okay, you will have some remaining statements. Remaining statements. This is your simple if condition, as you just seen now. As you just seen in our example, this is how we write a simple if statement. Okay, only one if now. Okay, and this is our remaining statements. Okay, this is our remaining statements, and this is our statement inside if. So it can be one statement or it can be any statement. How it will work actually? The way it will work is the condition will be tested. If the condition is true, it will execute the statement and comes out and execute the remaining statements. If the condition is false, it directly goes to the remaining statement. If the condition is false, it directly goes to the remaining statement. That's what exactly happened in our program. If the condition is true, it's going to the statement and coming out and executing the remaining statement. If the condition is false, it's directly going to the remaining statement. So remaining statements anyhow will get execute. That will be with no indentation. So it is outside if now. So remaining statements can be any statements which are outside if actually. So basically, very rarely we use, but if condition is quite useful actually. So this is the syntax and the flow of simple if statement. Then we also have if else statement. We also have if else statement. So second category is we have if else statement. So if else statement, let me talk about the syntax now. Let me talk about the syntax of the if else statement. We use if else statement when you have both the situation, like you want to execute certain statements when it is true and you want to execute other statements when it is false, then always you will go for if else statement. So if else statement looks like this. So you'll have condition 1, you'll have condition 1, okay, or condition whatever. Then you'll have statements to be written, or I can say true statements, okay, true statements to be written inside condition. And then you will have an else part, you will have an else part followed by the colon, and then you will have false statements, okay, false statements with a proper indentation, and then finally you will have remaining statements. Remaining statements are optional but can be there, can be there. Okay, so that's why I'm including in the syntax, so you will come to know about the flow. The flow is if the condition is true, it will go inside and execute the statement and comes out and execute the remaining statement. If the condition is false, it goes to the else statement, execute the false statement and comes out and execute the remaining statement. Is the flow and syntax is clear with if, simple if and if else? Is the syntax and the flow is clear? Okay, Aditi confirms. Thank you, Aditi. Okay, thank you, Nitin. Thank you, Satyam. Yes, Nehal. Abhishek, you said, I just seen you at the beginning. After that, I didn't see you. I hope you are here. Even SK. Yeah, thank you, Abhishek, for confirming. Thank you, Vamshi. Yeah, Daljit Singh, Anjali, everyone confirms. Thank you. Shall we go for next problem now? So I hope it's clear for the problem as well as the syntax. So when to go if and when to go if else. If you have true statements to be executed if the condition is true and false statement to be executed if the condition is false, then you can go for if else. Okay, and if, simple if, where you will not have else part. So else is not optional, Satyam. We use else if you want to execute statements when the condition is false. Then we will go for if else. So that's why based on the problem, you have to decide whether to use simple if or whether to use if else. Never ever use two if statements. Never ever use two if statements because that will increase the time complexity of your program. Okay, rather than you go with else statement instead of multiple if statements. In any program, if you have multiple conditions to be tested, then go with if else or something else. Don't use multiple if statement because every time it will check the condition. That will increase the complexity. We'll see in some programs, what will happen. So as everybody confirm, let us go for next problem now. Let us go for next problem. I'll give you 5 minutes to solve this problem, or actually can be solved less than that. So possibly let's have less than 5 minutes to solve this particular problem. The problem is you have to write a Python program to accept name and 3 subject marks of a student. Okay, you have to write a Python program to accept name, and 3 subject marks of a student. Like example, I'm accepting name like Arun and accepting subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 marks, and calculate the percentage. And if percentage is more than 40, I should print congratulations Arun, you have passed the exam. Okay, I just need to print you have passed the exam now because he got 50 50 50, which is total is 150, percentage is if statement. Now you have to decide, Satyam. From now I will not tell you which statement you have to use. You have to decide which statement to be used. Got it? So this is what the next requirement, that you have to select, okay, proper if statement, whether simple if else, or something else. So this is our first test case. The second test case is like this. If you enter name as Arun and subject marks as 30, 30, 30, total will be 90, divided by 3 will give you 30%. So as it is below 40%, you should say Arun, you failed. So if the percentage is below 40, you should print you are failed. And if percentage is more than 40, you should print you are passed. And there is one more test case which is hidden. There is one more test case which is hidden. You need to satisfy that test case as well. To understand that test case, you have to read the program once again carefully. Is the question clear? And the test cases are clear? Okay. So first you can write the program to check whether these two test cases are getting passed or not. Okay, you can write the program and you can send me privately if you want, or you can simply say done so that we can start solving. So I'll give you 5 minutes now. Please try to solve it. Yeah, sorry, Kudal. So actually, passing marks for individual subject will be 40. Yes, that's true. That's true. Individual subject has to be passed. That's what the question says, right? I hope now you can able to hear me, Kudal. Yeah, Aditi says done. That's very good, Aditi. Okay, okay, perfectly fine. So I can see programs from Vamshi. Okay, and okay, fine. Satyam and Nitin says done. Anjali says done. Perfectly fine. So as most of you have done, I will also start writing. Okay. Meantime, people will complete the code. Okay. So let's start writing it. So first thing is I need to accept its name. then I have to accept its percentage or the thing. So I will take it from Satyam here, Satyam's code. I'll at least copy that things here now. So I'll just take all these things. So I'll be accepting the name. Next line I'll be accepting the subject 1 marks. Second line I'll be accepting thank you Satyam, so that I can copy the code so it saves my time of typing. The only change I will do is I will remove space here. Otherwise, perfectly fine. Okay. So thank you for that. And now I'll take name here now. Yes, marks cannot be float generally. Okay, marks generally cannot be float. But okay, in some cases the marks can be float. Then you can use eval function. Okay, then you can use eval function here. Oh, yeah, I need to change it. So I need to convert into nothing. So name will not be integer. Oh, no problems, Satya. Okay. So it happens because in flow we will convert into integer all the way. But perfect. So name we will be accepting. Subject 1 marks we are accepting. Subject 2 marks and subject 3 marks we are accepting. Perfectly fine. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to calculate the total marks and percentage. I have to calculate the total marks and percentage, or else I can directly calculate the percentage. The formula for calculating the percentage is I will add S1 plus S2 plus S3. Here the brackets are mandatory because I have to add all of them and I have to divide with 3. Okay, I have to add all of them and divide with 300 into 100 will actually give you 3 only. So I'm simply writing 3 to find the total or average, whatever you call them, percentage. So I'm just saying S1 plus S2 plus S3 divided by 3 to get the percentage. Let me print that percentage as well. Let me print that percentage as well to know what is the percentage actually. To know what is the percentage, just let me, without writing conditions and all, telling pass or fail, let's check the percentage. Let's check the percentage. For example, I enter the name as XYZ. Okay, I enter the marks as 50, 50 and 50. It can be any random marks, but I'm just giving 50. So percentage is 50.0. Perfect. Okay, I'm getting the percentage as 50.0. That's perfectly fine now. That's perfectly fine. Okay, but now I have to check whether the percentage is more or not. Okay, let me start checking. If the percentage is more than 40, if percentage is more than 40, what I will print? I will print passed. In short, I will simply print passed. Okay, else I will print failed. I will print failed. Do you think it will work now? Do you think it will work now? I'm accepting name and accepting 3 subject marks, and I'm calculating percentage S1 plus S2 plus S3 divided by 3, and I'm printing the percentage. If percentage is more than 40, I'm printing passed. Otherwise, I'm printing failed. Yeah, that's true, Aditi. We are not checking for individual subjects. We need to check for individual subject as well. That's perfectly fine from Aditi that we have to check. But will these 2 test cases will work now? The test cases I shown you, entering the name and entering the subject marks more than 40, and the second test case where I'm entering less than 40. Let us check with first 2 test cases. Okay, this is how the competitive programs actually. There are a lot of test cases will be hidden, and ultimately you will end up with that only few test cases performed, other test cases got failed. So you need to be check the program question very carefully. Okay, now I'll run this code now. I need to close this. Okay, I'll close this screen. I'll run once again. So this time I will enter the name as XYZ again. I'll give the marks as 30, okay, 35 and 40. So it's getting the percentage as 35 and it's printing failed. Perfectly working. So I've given the marks randomly and it's getting the percentage as 35 and he got failed because percentage is greater than 40. No, it's less than 40. So it printed me failed. First test case, 1 test case is working. Let me check with another test case where I enter the name as XYZ. Okay, I entered the subject 1 marks as 45 and 78 and 90. He got the 71 percentage and he said passed. He said passed. Okay, yeah, Roshan, no worry. We are solving the problem. We solved the homework problem, and now we are solving the problem. I will give you a quick overview. Don't worry. You are on the way. No problem. Like you can follow up. Okay, so the subject is working. But what if I give input something like this? What if I give input something like this? X, Y, Z. First subject marks he got 90. Second subject marks he got 99. And third subject mark he got 0. He passed or failed. He passed or failed. Actually failed, but our program will say pass because he got 63%. Yes, that's true. Right? It's not working for the third test case. Okay, supposed to be failed, but it's not printing. Failed because our percentage is more than 40, because we check that if percentage is more than 40, you just print passed. You just print passed. So it's printing passed now. It's printing passed. Now modify this program a little bit so that it will say me that if any subject is failed, it should tell me that you failed in that subject. That is our third test case. If I enter 100, 50 and 0, it should say me, Arun, you failed in subject. It should say me, you failed in subject. So this is our third test case when percentage is more than 40, but he failed in one subject. Maybe he got 39 or just 40, but still he failed. Okay, I can go with your problem statement, Kudal, but change to the same problem. Can you just change little bit to this problem so that it will work? Because your problem still not printing failed in subject. I should not say failed directly. I should say failed in subject. Yeah, that's what my output statement should be. Like it should able to print failed, passed, or failed in subject. Either of this. It should tell me whether he is passed or whether he is failed, or not only failed, it should also tell me failed in subject or failed with percentage. Anybody? Anybody? Use and operator will not work because Mahipal, the and operator, that's what? How to add that, Abhishek? That's perfectly fine. We've seen that we can use S1 greater than 40 and S2 greater than 40 and S3 greater than 40. Perfectly fine. I need to add them, but where to add? That is our question. Multiple if, how? SK? All are correct. I'm not saying right. Yes, I think Kudal, it's correct, but it's still not printing failed in subject. I want this statement to be printed. That's what, Satyam, you're 100% correct. We should add this statement, but where? We need to add this statement, but where? Okay, let me come here now, not in else part, not in else part. Okay, let me come up with a solution. So here actually this problem is to explain you the third category of if statement actually. Okay, that's what we have given enough time because you need to realize the use of that particular thing, and that is the third category. Can you guess? Can you guess the third category at least? What is the third category of if statement? We already seen if statement has four different categories. Okay, very good, Aditi, very good. It's called nested if else. Nested if else. Okay, nested if else. So meaning what? You can write if statement inside if or inside else. You can write if statement inside if or inside else. So that is generally called it as nested if else now. Okay, generally call it as nested if else. So let us talk about how to solve this problem using nested if else. How to solve this problem using nested if else. What I will do is inside if, first let me talk about the syntax, then easily you can understand. The syntax for nested if else is, okay, you can nest in if part or in else part. Both the ways fine. So let me write the syntax now. The syntax says that you will have one, condition one, but after checking the condition one, you are not able to take a decision. Like after checking the percentage now, I'm not able to take decision whether he passed or failed. I should not take it. So what I will do is inside this, I will write one more if statement. This is called nesting. If I write an if statement inside if or if statement inside else, either the way, it is called nesting actually. Nesting means writing one if else inside another if or another else. Okay, that's called nesting. So here actually I will check the percentages. Here I will check the percentages. Again, I have copied from Satyam's code. Okay, thank you always for helping Satyam. So if S1 greater than, sorry, okay, we are taking in a other way Satyam, so I will change it to greater than. So S1 greater than S2 greater than 40 and S3 greater than 40. If that is the case, if S1 greater than 40, S2 greater than 40 and S3 greater than 40. If this is a case, I'll simply go and print passed. I'll simply go and print passed now. So I will just use this proper indentation and then I'll put it here now. Okay, now you see this is called nesting. Meaning what is happening here now, what is happening here, it will check the percentage. It's checking the percentage, okay, whether percentage is greater than 40 or not, and also checking the individual subject marks. Checking the individual subject marks now. Is it S1 greater than 40 and S2 greater than 40 and S3 greater than 40? Meaning, if both the conditions satisfies, I will print passed. Okay, he's got a good percentage as well as he got all these marks also greater than 40. Then only I will pass. So they are going through with two filtering actually. Okay, so Aditi thinks that I thought we should use only one if else, or so I did. Didn't go for nested. Perfectly fine, Aditi. That's true. That's true because I didn't mention there. That's what question from one of you as well. Like which statement you have to use. I told you like you have to select based on the knowledge. Okay, and that's true. You don't have that knowledge, so perfectly fine. I was not expecting that problem to be solved because we need to talk about what is nested if else because you need to understand the requirement of nested if else. So this is a requirement of nested if else. We use nested if else when you test the first condition, but you are not in a situation to take a decision until you test the another condition, like two filtering. First time it gets filtered with percentage, next time it will get filtered with subject now. And then I will say pass. Otherwise the else part for inner if, the else part for inner if, I will say print, what I will say now, failed in subject. Failed in subject or subjects. Failed in subject or subjects. Now, perfect. Now this is my if else. This else is for this if, and this is called nested if else. This is called nested if else. Yeah, but still, if you wanted to print which subject is failed, then you have to go deeper nesting, Ubul. You cannot use or in that case. Okay, or means if any subject failed, then it will say failed. If any subject is greater than 40, it will print pass. So that's why we cannot use or. We have to use and here because all the three subjects should be greater than 40. That is our requirement. Let's see whether it is working for our third test case or not. Whether it is working for our third test case or not. I'll give XYZ. I'll give 90. I'll give 99. We'll get the 0 and we got the 63%, but he say failed in subject. Failed in subject. Getting my point now? It's working for the third test case. It's working for the third test case. Let's enter the name again, like say XYZ, and enter the marks as 99, 99, and 39. Still, his percentage is much bigger, like 79, but still he failed in subject. He failed in subject now. Maybe one subject or more than one subject, whatever, but his percentage is good. But still, it's not printing pass based on percentage only. So I'm not printing passed or failed based on percentage only. I'm checking their subject marks also. Then you have to use nested if else. So you have to always use nesting if else if you have this kind of situation. Now you tested the first condition, but you're not going to execute any statement. Okay, you're not going to execute any statement now. So basically, I'll reconnect the device. Okay, so you're not going to execute any statements now. You'll be checking one more condition. You'll be checking one more condition now. So you will be checking that if second condition, this is called nesting. If condition 2 colon, if condition 2 colon, and then we will have statement 1. Then we'll have statement 1 here now. Statement 1. And else for nested one, so we'll use else here for the inner one. It may have simple if, again it may have else. So remember with your if statement, it can be always simple if or it can be if else, guys. It can be simple if or it can be if else. Now this is the nesting one, and we will have else for the outer if. We'll have else for the outer if, which will be statement 3 now, which will be statement 3, and as usual we may have remaining statements. As usual we may have remaining statements as well. So how it will work now? The way it works is something like this. It checks the first condition. If it is true, it checks the second condition. This is also true. Then only the statement 1 will be executed. So statement 1 will be executed if both the conditions satisfies. If the first condition is true, okay, but second condition is false, then else part will be executed. If the first condition is true, but second condition is false, then the else part will be executed. If the first condition is false, directly it will go to else part and comes out to the remaining statement. So all the way it comes out of the remaining statement. Understood this part? Everyone? Okay, thank you for confirming, Aditi. Syntax is clear as well as the program, and especially the requirement, guys. Especially the requirement. Okay, when to use nesting. When to use nesting. This is one scenario. We may have multiple scenarios like this. We may have multiple scenarios like this. Okay, let us try to see the next problem. Let us try to see the next problem. Okay, so this is our next problem actually. Can you solve this? Write a Python program to take input of age of 3 people by user and determine the oldest among them. Determine the oldest among them. So now you have 3 things. Okay, you have simple if, you have if else, and you have nested if else. Now you have to select the proper if statement. Now inside, can we have more than one if else? Yes, of course. Wrong. You can have proper nesting actually. If can be further nested. Like now you wanted to print which subject he failed, then you can nest in a more deeper, and you can also find out which subject he failed. Failed in subject 1, failed in subject 2, failed in subject 3. You can do that way as well. Okay, so inside that you can have any number of if else. That's true. So let me get back to the question, see the question and try to solve this problem. So the first test case is where person 2 is oldest. Second test case is when the person 1 is oldest, and third test case is when person 3 is oldest. So you should be able to print it, and also check for equal ages as well, possibly. No, no. You have to select among whatever I taught. Simple if else statement, and nested if else. You have to select any one of them. Okay, so that's the requirement again. So we'll not use else if. Yeah, that's correct. This is something like greatest of 3 numbers. They only change the question by age and all, but the problem is same. Greatest of 3 numbers. Yes, that's true, Bull and SK. Aditi is done. Very good, Aditi. Perfect. Okay. Let's check with others as well. If it is completed, then I will start writing the code. And I hope everybody here following, because we are moving towards practical, and from here your doubts is very much need to be taken, because if you not following programs, you need to tell me. Okay, you can tell me privately. Believe me, I'll take it very positively. Okay, because this is a platform we improve our programming skills as well. So no worry, nothing. You need to just tell me to explain anything so that I can explain once again if you are not following. Okay, tell me at the same time, because at the end, if we wanted to revise, it will be difficult for both of us. You can always ask me to repeat that program. What I can do is I can do little tracing to the program. I'm just writing the code, right? The second level, what I can do is, especially for complex problem, we will do that. Okay. What we will do is we'll copy paste this program in our Blackboard, and we will trace them, how things working. So you can always ask me. Okay. If everybody is following in one go, perfectly fine. And you all have right to ask me to explain the program once again. Guys, please. Okay. Because programming need to be improved, because we have three assignments to solve: set 1, set 2, and set 3. So I've already sent set 1. Now you can solve many maximum problems from set 1. So by this week, we want all of you to solve set 1. Okay, so that we can start set 2 problems. Okay, so set 2 problems maximum we are going to discuss here. So remaining you will solve as an homework. But set 3 completely it's online. Okay, so Bull says done, Aditi is done. Okay, Nitin, so it's done. So I can see people have completed. So I'll just get back to the program now. I'm not accepting the name of the person, so I will remove this. Okay, I'm accepting age. So let me take ABC simply, A, B, and C. Okay, and also I will say here the sentence like enter age of first person, enter age of P1, I will say person 1, P2, and P3. Let it be, make it short. Okay, let's make it short. So P1, P2, and P3. Okay, so person 1, person 2, and person 3. That's what I am doing it. Now, the logic is, I'll check the age now. We done this before, right? We solved this problem using conditional operator, so that makes you easy. So tell me, help me out. If A greater than B and A greater than C. Okay, this is what we did, right? I'm checking A with B and A with C. If it is true, can I say A is bigger? If it is true, can I say A is bigger, or I have to nest and check one more condition? That's what I wanted to check with this problem. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, can I tell A is greater, or do I need to check one more condition? Okay, no need, perfectly fine. So I can print perfectly fine. I can say person, okay, P1 is oldest. Okay, I'll be printing P1 is oldest, perfectly fine. Else, else. What should I say inside else now? What should I say inside else? P2 is oldest or P3 is oldest? Okay, you mean to say one if statement, or directly I should take condition? Inside else, you mean to say if one more if condition. Very good. That's what I wanted to check. It's called nesting inside the else part, because I told you nesting can be done in if, or nesting can be done in else. So first program we've seen that nesting is done in if. Next program we have seen that nesting is done with else part now. So understood now? That's what the question is all about. So to check that, can you nest inside else part? Can you check? Can you nest inside the else part? So our next condition is B greater than C. If this is true, I will go inside. You see, automatically took me the indentation. That's always a great thing about IDLE and other IDEs. Okay, oldest. So properly nesting is required. Okay, and else part here now for this if, and I can say P3 is oldest. Perfect. P3 is oldest. Perfectly fine. Now this is my program. Okay, where I'm nesting inside my else part now. So you see here, if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, it will print P1 is oldest. Okay, P1 is oldest. Else, if B is greater than C, you will see P2 is oldest, otherwise P3 is oldest. Yeah, we need to do that, Aditi, but we require the third category for that. We require the third category for that, which is called else if statement. Okay, we require the third category. That's why I'm not doing that, will be homework. So we required else if statement. Else if statement, or in Python, in short, it is called it as elif statement. Else if statement. Okay, what is else if statement? This is how you write else if statement. Let me show you the syntax. You'll write if followed by condition 1 followed by condition 1, and then you will have statements. Then you will have statement 1. Okay, else if meaning otherwise. Else if, you can check condition 2 and followed by second statement. Followed by second statement. So this is the way you can write it. So you can write many conditions like this, and finally you will have last else if with condition n, and there will be statement n. There will be statement n, and this is statement 2, actually statement 1, and finally we will have an else part. Finally we'll have an else part. Okay, which is false statement, which will have false statement, and then we will have remaining statement. Then we will have remaining statement. So this completes 4 types of if statement. This completes 4 types of if statement. So how this will work now? This, the way it works is, if condition 1 is true, it will go inside and it will never check any of the else if, it will directly comes out. It directly comes out to the remaining statement. If this is false, it will check the second one. If it is false, it will check the third one. If this is false, it will check the last one, or keep checking, and all of them condition false, then else will be executed. Okay, otherwise any statement which gets true gets executed and comes out. So this will be used for having multiple conditions and one statement to be executed. So then we can use else if. So here, if you wanted to compare A greater than B, sorry, A, B and C are equal, then you can use else if better. But this program is not for else if. This program is to check that can you nest in the else part or not. Can you nest in the else part or not? Got it, Aditi? I hope others also got this problem. We haven't executed. We can check with some sample input output now. Okay, so please confirm, is everyone followed? Let me show you with sample input output as well. So I'll enter person age as something like 78, 67, okay, and 45. So now what happens now? It compares the ages like this. Let me show you the flow, the tracing of this program. Okay, I need to little bit put it here. So I will show the tracing of the program. So 78 is greater than 67. Yes, 78 is greater than 67. Okay, and 78 is greater than 45. Yes, both the conditions are true. You know that it will print P1 is oldest in this case. It will print P1 is oldest. Now I will run once again. I will run once again. This time I will give same ages, little reverse. I'll say 67, 78 and 45. Okay, let's compare what it will do. 67 is greater than 78, false. And we know that in AND, if the first one is false, it will never check the second one, short circuit. It will not check the second one, because whether it is true or false does not make sense. So that's why if the first one is false, it will not check the second one. Okay, it simply goes in the else part and check B and C. Is it 78 is greater than 45? Yes, it will print P2 is oldest. It will print P2 is oldest. So that's why you see it's printing P1 is oldest and P2 is oldest. Person 2 is oldest. Now the third one, I'll run the code. This time I'll give 67, 48 and 78. or 45 or 78, whatever. This time what happens now? Is it 67 greater than 48? Yes. Is it 48 greater than 78? No. So first condition is true, second condition is false, the overall condition is false now. It will go to the else part. Now 67 is greater than 48. Sorry, B and C. 48 is greater than 78? No. Then it will go to the else part and print P3 is oldest, so it will execute P3 is oldest. Getting the point, guys? It's working for all the three test cases. P1 is oldest, P2 is oldest, and P3 is oldest. Will you please confirm this program? Okay. Yeah, thank you, Aditi. Thank you, Rajshekhar, Abhishek, Saif, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So your homework is try to do this problem. Use nesting only. Don't go for else if. Try to check for equality also, equal age. Yes, that's true. Thank you, Satyam. That new thing that else can also be nested. That's true. Okay, this knowledge is required actually to understand the next concept in a better way. This knowledge is required that else can also contain nesting actually. So, final today's conclusion is actually by looking at the problem, you have to decide which category of if statement you have to use. Can I write this program with simple if? Do I require if else? Or if I require nesting, then should I nest in if part or should I nest in else part? I hope with these two, three problems, the confidence level increased. You solve more problems, automatically your confidence level will increase. So nobody will mention in the question that do this with if or else or nesting, they will not mention. You have to look at the program and you have to find out that which part, which category you can use to complete your program. Okay, and make sure all the test cases get passed. Thank you, Satyam, for your comment, and I hope same with others as well. Okay, we learn something new, and tomorrow we'll continue with this topic and followed by loops. So don't miss tomorrow's session, and day after tomorrow will be quite important and interesting. Okay, so this is all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Rajshekhar. Thank you, Nitin. Yeah, thank you, Saif. Have a great day, Aditi. Thank you. Thank you, Satyam. Thank you, Prashanti. Vamshi, Saif. Thank you.